Now, I would like to tell you the brief story of our organization, where we've been and where we're going. 20 years ago, two visionary people, Paul Horton and Reese Roth, who's here tonight, thank you, Reese, formed Climate Solutions in Olympia. And Paul and Reese founded this organization based on a three-part vision that still guides us today. Number one, we can achieve shared economic prosperity through clean energy solutions. Number two, there is power in the collective wisdom of the group, and it matters to bridge divides and form common ground. And number three, there is a powerful belief that what we do here in our corner of the world, the Northwest, matters a lot, and it can inspire greater action beyond our borders. And they strongly rejected the misguided belief that if we take steps to address climate change, it hurts our economy. Our early staff and board worked to create a new, inspiring narrative, showing how we can grow jobs, industries, and shared prosperity by increasing our investments in the solutions to the climate crisis. We are now seeing the damaging impacts of not doing enough to curb climate change, and we are all experiencing loss to places that hit close to home. It's happened to me in several special places. I've watched devastating winter storms and higher seas wash away a lot of Nescoin Beach. That's where I learned how to toast a s'more and fly a kite. And I will never forget waiting in July to hear whether the 80-year-old summer camp that holds my best childhood memories survived when a fire whipped through Silver Falls State Park. It did survive. Thank you to our brave firefighters for holding the line. And none of this is near the level of suffering that experienced by those on the front lines of impacts, including those in Southern Oregon and California who are suffering from wildfires and choking smoke this past year and even these past few weeks. And that's hard to take in, what's at stake. But as Amy said, we need to remember there is a window of time for action. And to accelerate progress, we need to move the needle to more quickly scale solutions fast enough to address the crisis we face. We can do this. And already through so many incredible partnerships, we have collectively chalked up some major victories here in the Northwest. Looking back to 2005, we passed the Clean Cars legislation in Oregon and Washington. We aligned with California and a dozen other states, and then the federal EPA followed our lead. Yeah, that's right. We increased renewable energy, and we won retirements of all the remaining coal plants here in Oregon and Washington. And in partnership with so many others, we have helped stop every single proposed coal export terminal in the Northwest. And more recently, as part of the Renew Oregon Coalition, we have helped pass two cutting-edge policies: a clean fuel standard that is taking a major bite out of our transportation emissions, and and that's not all, and the Coal to Clean Act, which will phase coal out of our electricity mix entirely and double our renewable energy. And these successes have demonstrated the value of coupling our powerful solutions narrative with key policy wins on the ground. And we see major opportunities ahead, as well as increased urgency. The world's climate scientists have warned us we have less than 12 years to avoid locking in the impacts of an increasingly unstable climate. And as the mom of young Oregonians and a future Oregonian, that does scare me. But it also renews my resolve, because we can and we must avoid a climate disaster to provide our kids with a livable and sustainable Oregon and planet. And we have most of the tools we need to do that. Hal Harvey will be talking about a lot of those tools this evening. But the science is clear. We must all collectively double down on urgency and the boldness of our solutions. And that is where I find my climate hope, because we are seeing real momentum here to make progress in our beautiful corner of the world. Cities across the Northwest are committing to 100% clean energy following the lead of the City of Portland and Multnomah County last year. And that local leadership has continued. This fall, we successfully advocated for TriMet to transition their all-diesel fleet to zero-emission electric buses. And I'm really looking forward to seeing those first 80 electric buses hit the roads in the next few years and prioritizing the routes through the communities hit hardest by diesel pollution. Yeah. And then, of course, earlier this month, on Election Day, I was so proud that voters delivered a climate mandate to Salem and defended Oregon values up and down the ballot. Especially, yeah. We are thrilled that the Portland Clean Energy Initiative, led by our organizations, that passed with resounding support, and many of the leaders of that effort are here tonight, and those are organizations representing our communities of color, and we are so proud of seeing that pass, and can't wait for what it means next. Yeah. In Washington, the election results were mixed. The oil industry bought an outcome, pouring $31 million into defeating a clean energy ballot initiative. But the incredibly broad and diverse coalition that came together to support that initiative is more resolved than ever. And they sent more clean energy champions to the Washington legislature to pass strong policies next year, including a clean fuel standard and a 100% clean energy bill. Looking to 2019, our top priority here in Oregon is to pass a strong and equitable clean energy jobs bill. Yeah. This program will dramatically reduce Oregon's climate pollution by putting a hard limit in price on our largest sources of greenhouse gases. And it will invest in clean energy, cleaner transportation, green jobs, and more resilient communities across Oregon. But these yeah, it's exciting, it's very exciting. But these policies are not our end goal. It's through these policies and these partnerships that we'll be able to realize our founding vision of clean energy solutions bringing us safely through the climate crisis and delivering real benefits to communities across our region. That's where we're going together in the next decade. And that is why I am so inspired by Climate Solutions' guiding vision looking forward. That the Northwest can be the first in the nation to have a 100% clean electric grid. And we can leverage that clean grid to rapidly accelerate the electrification of much of our transportation systems and buildings. More electric cars, more electric buses on our roads. And we need cleaner, lower carbon fuels to help power the rest of our economy and transportation. And we are strengthening our partnerships with frontline communities as well to ensure this major transition to a clean energy economy is a just and equitable one. These are the guiding principles on the path to 100% clean that underpin everything we are doing as an organization moving forward. And we hope you will join us to help turn that vision into reality. So. So I want to thank all of you for being here this evening, for everything you do on climate change and clean energy and the many other important issues in our community. This is a very special evening of celebration and climate hope that I'm very glad to share with you. So thank you very much.